Okay, so this is going to be a virtual walkthrough of the autocross course. You're at the start right here. The start flagger is probably going to be on the left. You're going to be watching them when they tell you to go. Go calmly. When you're ready, take off briskly here for a short while. But at this point here, you should be only focused on being very tight at the cones on your left and setting up for the cones on the right hand are coming up. Very important to be very close here. Focus on that one right hand cone that we're looking right at, following the white arrows out at this point, and you're going to be looking in that far corner where we're going to be going. Here you can start to see that opening in the next gate. Once you see that, you should have the car mostly turned, and at that point you can get nice on the gas, get some speed up. Already you're looking at the right hand corner in the far corner here. You're going to be set up right tight up against that cone on the left. Here you're focused on this very sharp corner, and you're already starting to look at the next far corner where a very similar tight cone you're going to be going up against. Very important to have the car at the right angle on this cone. Very important to have it very tight here. Don't worry about the ones on the outside. Just don't get on so much on the gas that you're going to hit them on the left. Out here, you're continuing to look at the one cone that's on the inside right of the turn, and you're already looking halfway down to that next gate, because that's going to guide you as to the angle you've got to take in here. Right at this point, you're looking at not the cone directly in front of you, because at this point, you've been eyeing it, you're not going to hit it. You're going to look at the gate on the left, halfway down, and then the big sea of cones in that far corner. You should be able to be on the gas by this point, get some good speed up. Here, you should be focused on being on the left, and then you have a big grouping of cones there. You're going to put that big grouping onto the right-hand side very, very tight. You can see that you're starting to get an idea of where you should be going there on the right. Heavy braking zone. Go slower rather than faster here. Err on the side of being slow, because if you don't have the car tight at the right angle here, you're going to lose a lot of time. You should already be looking at the 4 green cones. You're going to be going through that out and then also coming back. Once you're at this point here, if you've got the car turned at this angle, you should be able to get full on the gas and get some nice speed. You're going to put the car up against the left-hand side of that gate. At this point, you should be eyeing up the 2 laid down pointer cones that are green. One is there, one is straight ahead. It's hard to see at this point, but you're already looking for them. At this point, you can see the laid down green cone. You're going to be looking at that and looking at the next one, and that's going to naturally give you the right angle to go in. You're going to be doing some heavy braking here. Be sure and don't hit the brakes and try to turn full at the same time. You're going to let off the brakes and then turn. Very tight on this cone. If you're out there, you do nothing but waste a lot of time because you're going a longer distance. Here, you already know where you're going there. You start to look down there towards the exit. Those 4 cones that you came through already. If you're looking at this point, you should be looking way to the right. It's going to twist your neck a little bit. You're actually looking out the side window of the car. You don't have to focus so much on that because it's surprising, but you don't have to focus on the cones that are right in front of you. You want to be focusing on the ones that are the next gate over. You want to be very, very close on this at the right angle. You're already looking at the 4 cones at the exit. be able to get some nice speed up here. Now, you're already looking at those down there. You're pointing here, looking at the ones on the left, those red cones. And by the way, we are at the yellow pointers at this point. So you're going to follow the yellow arrows back to the finish here. Ignore the white arrows. If you look down there, you're naturally going to end up having the right angle of the car up against this cone, very tight on the left. You got some good speed. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to focus on when to brake. Somewhere around here, you want to start going reasonably slow. Very important to have the car precise right on these cones. At this point, you can start to see the exit of this little grouping of cones open up, and you should already be looking at the far corner. At this point, you should be able to get on the gas, get some speed up. You're already looking at that far corner there, and the next far corner. Be up against this cone. Going to do some braking, get it turned in. As soon as you know you're going to make it, you're going to get back on the gas. So you want to be tight up against here. Getting on the gas is going to force the car up against that cone. Now, you've been eyeing up the apex cone on the left, and starting at this point, you should be looking at the 3 cones, and you're going to be going just to the right of those 3 cones. Get the car at the right attitude here. Going to have to do some braking to get into this and go slow enough to make this. Be very patient here. Be patient and get your turn in. And at this point, we should be looking at that far corner. We're going to be going just to the right of those 4 cones that you went through twice, and then to the exit. Should be full on the gas at this point. Great place to get some speed. Go just around here. Now, remember at this point, the next cones you go through straight ahead, that is where the time stops for the course. After that, you're going to be going around and back towards the parking lot. Once you get through this gate, it doesn't matter. So exit speed does not matter. So you're going to enter in here, try to get the car turned tight, and at this point, just hit the brakes. Go slow, don't hit any cones. You're probably going to have to do some braking before you hit the finish timing light. Certainly at the first run or 2, definitely hit it early. Err on the side of braking earlier rather than later at the finish.